Hey guys, welcome to Matt Does Stuff. I got some more stuff for you today. I was going to get on with the garden again, but actually the weather's looking pretty ropey out there, or the forecast is anyway. So I'm actually going to build a table saw table. So my table saw is on the floor behind you, well in front of me, behind you. None of that makes sense, but I'm going to be building a table saw table. It'll have wheels on it so I can wheel it out and it'll look a little bit like this. But before that, as always, I've got some dinner to prepare for later. So today I'm going to be cooking some lamb on the smoker. So let's head over to the kitchen and check that out. Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. So today I'm going to be smoking a half leg of lamb. Luckily it's the top half. Otherwise I'd get the ankle, I guess, feel a bit shortchanged. But anyway, so I've not done much prep to the lamb. All I've done is taken off a few of the bits of like hard fat, like the thick layer of fat, because that probably won't do very well on the smoker, and I don't want it like being really chewy later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare a rub for this. So I'll put that aside. And today the rub is going to be a sort of herby, garlicky rub to coat the lamb before I smoke it. So in here I've got some, it was supposed to be shallots but I didn't buy any, so I've actually got red onion and garlic. I'm going to smash in some rosemary. I'm hoping that the red onion won't make any difference. Yeah, if it does, I'll tell you after I smoked it. So yeah, in here we're going in with some rosemary. Probably should have taken this off the branches before I started filming, because I don't know what else to say about rosemary. So I'm going in with quite a lot, lamb and rosemary, classic combination. Okay. So that's in, so I'm getting that everywhere. So that's some rosemary. I'm also going in with a bit of olive oil, so just enough to sort of bind it together, a little bit more. And sort of what I'm looking for is like a paste when this comes out. So I've also got some lemon juice in there, I've already squeezed those. And a little bit of Dijon. So I'm going in with maybe 2 scoops of that. And I wanted fresh thyme, but I didn't have any at the shop, so I'm going in with a little dried thyme just to give it that thymy flavour. Not too much, but enough just to give it a bit of extra herbage. Going in with some salt. And some pepper. And what I'm going to do is just give that a little blitz on the blender. So stand by for some blending noises. Okie dokie. So we've got that blitzed up. So what I'm going to do is just pour this over the lamb and give it a bit of a baste. The red onions have made this a bit pink, but well, like I say, we'll just have to see what happens. Covered. I'm going to leave that to just marinate for a little bit while I get on with some stuff. So we're back in a bit. I want to put this on the barbecue. Cheers. So build today is going to be predominantly made using this CLS. So you might see this usually in construction or carcassing or things like that. So I've got a lot of this left over from when I was doing the house. It's relatively cheap, easy to cut, joins great together with some screws, which is what I'll be doing today. So for me, great choice. Doesn't have to look good, just has to be functional. So I'm going to get this all measured up and then I'll see you outside for some cutting. Just getting the barbecue ready. I'm lighting it in the minion method, so I've got my chimney on the right and my unlit coals on the left in the bottom of the bowl. So these are about ready now. You can see they're all firing hot. I'm going to pour those over the unlit coals. And then I'm going to reassemble it. So we're up to temperature on the barbecue, so lid off and lamb on. So I'm going in with a couple of applewood chunks because I don't want it overly smoky, but it'll give it a nice flavour. So, got all my bits cut on the chop saw. So what I'm going to be doing is joining those together. So what I'm going to be doing is using this little fella, which is a pocket hole jig. So what this allows me to do is drive some holes through there, and it will allow me to then butt up and then hide the join, or hide the screws underneath. Don't know why it's called a pocket hole jig. I'm assuming that's the type of hole, not the fact that you keep this in your pocket. I actually keep mine in a nice handy case. So yeah, let's get to that. This little fella works. It's got a knob here which you undo, and what I do is just align it like that. It's got this little hook on the end. You put that on the end like that, and that's ready to go. So I'm just going to get a clamp and then we'll do some drilling. I've got the bit of wood clamped in the vise, and I've got the pocket hole jig set up on the end and clamped down using one of my quick clamps. So what we're going to do now is use a drill to drill the holes from this angle here. So you put that in, get it going. And again on the other one. And if we take this off, and we can see that we've got two holes there, and the screws go down in there, out there, and that'll join to the next piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on all of the bits. I've got my pocket holes drilled. Got this aligned on this little jig, just clamped in the vise, allows me to push up against it there. So what I'm going to be doing is drilling through here into there. So I've got a screw, put that on the end of my drill, in the pocket hole. Same on the other side. And that is a join. Good stuff. So I've now got two frames. There's the one without the cross member on is the top, so I'm going to slide the table saw in that way. I've also cut some 900 high, so that's about the height of your kitchen work counter beams, and I'm just going to screw those on as legs. Frame is completed. You can see it sits in there quite nicely and is about the right height for me. So what I'm going to do is pop in a little shelf and pop some casters on the bottom as well, just to make it a bit more usable, and I'll probably also put a bit of bracing under there just to well, just because. Rather inconveniently, the heavens have opened and it is now raining outside. So I'm going to try and continue the rest of the build in a workshop, but as you can see, it's tiny. Luckily, the lid is still on the smoker and the lamb is doing well, regardless of the rain. So that's a bonus. So because it's raining outside, I am switching it up into hand tools rather than fire up all of my machinery in the workshop. It's a bit awkward given the little space. So I'm going to go old school and just use a saw. Stopped raining, I'm back outside. So what I'm going to do now is put on some diagonal supports just to give it a bit of stability in that direction when I'm pushing on the blade. So because I'm going to, I'll put these inside of the frame, so I'm just going to mark top and bottom, cut, put in, screw through. So I've got cross beams cut and in, so I'm just going to screw through those and secure it, and then get on with making the shelf. To make the shelf, which is going to go between here, which will give me just a little bit of space to store stuff, I'm going to use this, which is just some pine board I had left over from something, I bought it for something, can't remember what, so I'm just going to measure, cut and screw it in. So pretty much last job I'm going to do on the table saw table is put some casters on it so I can wheel it about. So there we have it. Super simple build, but makes my life much easier getting in at the shed, wheeling it around, and it's at the right height so I don't have to get down on my knees all the time. And that was an enjoyable day. So we've had the smoker on for a few hours now while I've been working away. The build's finished. Not quite there on the temperature, aiming for 70 degrees. So I've whacked open the vents just to see if I can get a bit more crust on the outside of the lamb for the last 5 or 6 degrees. And before that it was like rolling around at 120, but I've just, like I say, whacked the vents open, see if I can get some crust on it. So I'm going to clear up, go and have a shower, and we'll see what the lamb's saying. So it's pretty dark again. Well, it's getting that way anyway. But we've just hit 70 on the thermometer. So that should give me a medium to well done bit of lamb. So I'm going to take it off, wrap it up, and get him a multicoloured cooler. End of another successful day here on That Does Stuff. So I've built a table saw table. And really pleased with that, works really well, and I've also smoked some lamb, so let's see what that looks like. This has been resting for about half an hour now. You can smell the smoke flavour from the apple wood that was in the smoker earlier. It's taken on a nice colour, so let's give this a carve. And that is some good looking lamb. So let's have a little taste. That is smashing. Hint of smoke from the apple wood. The herby rub I put on the outside is delicious. So I've got my side salad, my roasted potatoes, and I knocked up a little salsa verde and a bit of feta. So I'm just going to load up this plate and get to it. So there we have it. Some roast smoked lamb over applewood with a herby crust, some roasted new potatoes, a courgette, pea, spring onion and mint salad, a bit of feta sprinkled over the top, and a lovely salsa verde. So I'm going to be pairing this with beer. Can be any beer, but tonight, as is a Sunday, I've gone for a little can of Beavertown Gamma Ray, just to pair with it. So that's delicious. I'm going to get amongst it. So I'll see you next time. Remember, you stay safe and get some stuff done.